you're going from being an invisible person to a very, very visible person.
I think there's pressure only if you believe you must win.
Oh, right. That's a great way to look at it, actually.
Because I had grown up feeling comfortably invisible, not like, oh my God, no one's looking at me. No, I was very comfortable, middle bencher in her own world. So I didn't think that I would actually belong there. But at the same time, there was that one chip inside that says, go, 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 the monkey whispering. And when you go, I was certain I was not going to win, but that doesn't mean you stop yourself from giving it your best shot, right? So it's almost like you're testing fate, So I didn't feel pressure. Not only that, even when you win Miss India, you are sent to an international pageant, and I had such a great time because it's like I don't have to win. I guess it's not a very healthy attitude. I don't know, but that's just not how I looked at it. Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
Is that the way you look at your acting career as well, in the sense that I'm not here to become the #1 actor, or is that how you look at it?
I'm here to have a good time for a long time.
That's a little corny, I'm sorry, but yeah.
I do think that everybody enjoys recognition. Everybody thrives in being seen, being appreciated. I'm not special. I am those things. But being exposed to certain people or certain kinds of music or cinema or art, it has shaped the way I make choices.
Right.
So after the whole pageantry, modeling, auditions, the people that I had a chance to work with, subliminally, I think it had a role to play in the way I looked at the world. And I find myself to be someone who's always in the middle of two very different things. I thrive in the contrast of being someone who comes from a moderately traditional family, but has very, very progressive, disruptive belief systems. I love fashion, but I also love whatever, classical dance. I'm saying people tend to put many things as opposites.
Yeah.
But I find that I am in the midst of that. And I'm drawn to characters or people who carry that sort of contradiction.
Yeah.
So that made me make those choices.
Yeah. And I think social media has kind of perpetuated this myth that one is one kind of person, whereas everybody is a bundle of contradictions. It's like, you can be introverted and be out there.
Yeah.
So the thing is all, it's just, there's not one or the other.
Yeah.
What strikes me as interesting is that you're married to an actor who's very much in that game, in the sense of, even though, Chair is a little different in terms of how he chooses stuff and picks stuff and all that, but the big bad Telugu industry, so to speak, that big commercial world, there's a very big competitive streak there where you can't literally say, I'll do anything. Whereas you can play like a smallish Chikatilo and kind of, do that.
Yeah.
One thing that I find very interesting is Raman Raghav, your first film, where you have this sublime end where you get your skull bashed in on a glass table. Vicky Kaushal is the one who does that to you.
Yeah.
At that time, he was relatively new.
Yeah.
Today, Vicky can't play that role. Or maybe he will not play that role. It's going to be very difficult for him to get into that space. Simply because when you grow, certain things, I think you leave behind.
I consciously try to escape that fate.
Yeah?
As an actor.
Is that possible?
One can attempt it, and that attempt has been my journey.
Right.
Yeah, because if one looks at it like an industrial clinical career that's constructed, That's one way of going about it. I've not looked at my journey as one consistent, long thing that step 1, step 2, step 3. I've made choices that are messy, different, conventional, unconventional, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, OTT, moral messiness, like a living, breathing thing, which is probably why my career to me feels like a very alive thing.
Yeah.
And I'd like to keep it like that. I thrive in that sort of a setting.
What is the most conventional role that you've played? When I say conventional, I don't mean necessarily boring, but something that is not this, morally messy.
I don't know. Because the more I think about it, I think most of what I have played is someone who is a disruptor in some form.
Yeah. Maybe Ponniyin Selvan.
Ponniyin Selvan, yeah.
Yeah, because that's a relatively small
Yeah.
part.
Small part. It always we had shot a bunch of songs. I loved the book actually, Ponniyin Selvan, and of course everyone loves Ratnam, and so the motivation there was slightly biased, I think. But I thought the part was very sweet.
It's a very sweet part.
Very sweet part, yeah.
Yeah.
So do we mean then that conventional means agreeable?
Yeah. Because conventional for me, why I call that part is because that's a movie where it's not driven by you, your
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
So which means that so that at that point when that offer came, there was no split decision in your mind, as in like, I want to be in one of the historical movies that gets made. It's like, I've never been in that kind of a setup. Let's see what that's like. I want to work with Mani Ratnam. I want to work with Ravi Varman. I want to be in this big Rahman musical, whatever. That's all the project. But was there a side of you also saying that, but what is this really doing for me in my career trajectory as an actor? Did that question come up at all? I know that's it's a visible project.
This is a very looking at a career from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, then you're like, okay, this did this,
Yeah.
But when you're inside, and if you want to be inspired, you can be inspired by anything.
Right.
So how do you measure which character carries more gravitas and which carries less?
Yeah.
I was exposed to a very, very different culture, language, so many things on that set, and I knew that it would be a mammoth learning experience for me personally. It's just that from the outside, someone would probably say, oh, a Muton with a Gitu Mohandas is more something that you learn more from and this less from, but that's not true. It has a lot to do with, are you open to receive, to give, to absorb?
Yeah.
Then every experience is unconventional or conventional, whatever you call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not very judgmental actually with these things. I allow myself to be colored by the emotions of the character, and therefore I find them to be very intense.
Would you also say that you're a little instinctive when you choose?
Very much
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's a privilege I allow myself.
Yeah. So you don't overthink it.
I do think about it, but I think my motivation is very clear to me.
Yeah.
I make choices that inspire me, and yeah.
Yeah.